Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Keith here, hanging out on the bench with TRAXXAS' new TRX4M Ford F-150 High Trail Edition. Yes, the High Trail Edition. We picked it up in black, of course, and it is November 10th today, so they're finally available to us up here in Canada. I know a lot of people already have them. Kind of pointless to do an unboxing video, but we're going to do some quick mods to it. Gotta change it up a little bit real quick. So yeah, in the box you get your manual, you get the drop trailer hitch in there, a T-wrench, cross wrench, a 2.5 and a 2mm wrench, and some clips for the shocks if you're going to run the trailer. Packaged up pretty decently. As always, in here you have your little 750 milliamp 2S LiPo battery and your USB charger. Still USB standard type. It's not the USB-C type yet. I don't know if that's on A or B or what they call it, but it's just not the newer type yet. Like Axial had just switched over on their new Power Ranger wagon thing there. Just TQ standard radio. You can bind your TRX4M to a TQI radio with the Bluetooth function and stuff and make some changes there. So yeah, wrapped up pretty good. You have to pop the body off to unwrap it. So pop that off, pull the cellophane plastic wrapping off. Truck comes in brown, blue, and black so far. I'm sure they'll have other colors coming out shortly for it. But we knew with these molded color bodies, the darker color works well. The red that we have the High Trail Chevy in is kind of almost see-through, so we decided to go with the black on this one. I'm sure the brown would be a safe bet, but the blue might be a little bit translucent, though this does feel a little bit heavier, the plastic on it, though. So definitely a very nice finish. It actually has the chrome trims down the side instead of a sticker. I'm wondering if you're going to be able to put the lights. The lights are just stickers on there, but they look really good. With the nice little XLT F-150 Ranger badges on there. Looks good. And it looks like, yeah, there's provisions so to run wires for these light bars. I'm sure there'll be a kit coming out from somebody soon, if somebody does not already have one. And it comes pre-installed with the front LEDs in the headlights. Looks pretty good. I had went ahead and ordered a LED set from Amazon for 10 bucks that will actually, I can plug in both on the same plug. So I don't know why they just don't hook up both factory, but I guess they want to sell you the Pro kit, the Pro Light kit. This will be pretty basic, Pro Scale lighting kit. But anyhow, it's a High Trail. We already have the High Trail lifted, yada yada yada. We wanted to actually take this one and lower it and just make it to a nice lower truck. It's already been done, but heck, let's do it again. We went shopping. Good friends Eliminator. We bought a few upgrades that we kind of highly recommend. We got the TRAXXAS steering link number 9748. Comes in a few different colors. We went with gray. We also went with the servo mount. I highly recommend the servo mount and the servo upgrade, or at least the servo mount upgrade. The factory was pretty flimsy. They may have improved it though on the High Trail because it actually doesn't feel that bad compared to the first ones, but it's cheap. That's number 9739 for that one. Steering servo, you can go with a RS100 from NSDRC, a Reefs Micro 99, or our personal favorite, the Power HD TR4 waterproof, very strong. It's a direct replacement. The plug's even in the same spot back up in here. It's very strong. It works very well. It's all Metal Gear, and it's very cheap. It's like 30 bucks, so check that one out. And we finally got some bead locks available for us in Canada from TRAXXAS. We went with the black 9781 Method 105 style bead locks, and then a slightly smaller, not by much, Baja Pro X, but as you guys know, we got a whole tub full of tires. I just wanted to buy those for down the road. We might try them on there after she's lowered, but we kind of want to go more kind of a street truck look. So we put the hitch on it and set up to pull the trailer with the mega truck on it. It looked pretty cool. And then we grabbed some regular shock towers, number 9726. You can buy aluminum ones and blah, 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 but these are good enough for where we're going. Now I hope they all fit in there with the body the way it is with the drop bed, but it should be fine. Stay tuned. We'll do this one live. Should be pretty quick. So give me a second to grab some tools and we'll get this rolling. Okay guys, break this guy down. You're gonna need a 5mm wheel nut driver and a 1.5 metric driver for the hardware. Very simple. We're really gonna just need to get the front tires off. Well, I might as well take the rear off too. We're gonna change the tire. One really nice thing is TRAXXAS doesn't glue their tires onto their wheels, so you can change them out. If you decide to glue them, you can make that decision yourself. Big fan of that. So we're going to put a smaller tire on the same rim with some foam in it and get a much better result. We hope. Okay, so we want to change the servo out. It's best to just remove a couple screws and the battery tray to get the cables to come out the bottom. It's just easier to do it that way. Clip off the zip tie, just watch you don't get the wires. You could actually just pull this guy right off so it's not flopping around the whole time. So there's 2 screws right here. Go in the back of the tranny, pop those off. Sorry, the transmission. Okay, better angle. There we go. Okay, so you want to pop 2 screws out. This guy kind of lifts and twists out. Makes it so much easier to get your wire out for your servo and feed it back in. So because it actually runs right through the bottom of the tray. Leave that at the side. Simple, simple. There you go. Take the screw out right there into the front servo horn directly. Two screws on the back side. Super simple. Pop the guy out. We do need to change the upper mount. So the High Trail one actually feels, it's just as flimsy. As soon as you put some torque into that on a hot day outside, it's going to get mushy. So we're going to change the shock towers to the taller one to make the height in the High Trail. They just put a lower shock tower on it. So this one screw goes through both your upper links and holds this mount on. You kind of have to pop them off a little. It's, yeah. It's definitely a smart way to fit a larger servo in a tight spot. So. There you go. Part number 9739, we got ours in gray. Very nice little part. kind of tough to see. Comes with a nut for the backside, as this stock one has a molded boss on it for the screw to thread into. You'll just have to put the nut on the backside. It is a nylock low profile nut, and then they give you 2 pre-threaded screws to put the servo in. So very nice. Now this is a bit of a trick to do, so have fun. Not possible, it's just a bit of a challenge. I put the screw through, and to hold it in place I kind of put pressure to bind it. Kind of put pressure forward to bind it in the hole while I get the other one lined it up so it can't slip out on me, because you know it's going to happen. You don't need to crush anything in there, just snug that up. Okay. Nothing wrong with that, good servo. We can use that somewhere else in a lesser project that doesn't require as much steering power. Anyhow, the Power HD TR4 servo is also a really nice direct replacement because it's got a really long, what, 12-inch or something cable on it. It's actually, in fact, even longer than the one that comes on the TRAXXAS by about double. So, yes, there's some extra cable deal, but it's very nice when you have a long way to go, especially on a TRAXXAS full size. So they're definitely catering to that crowd when they came up with that. So, okay, you want to grab your stock radio, comes with it. Make sure your steering trim is turned all the way to 0. This one was cranked out of the box all the way to the left. Grab a battery, juice the truck up. Make sure you got function. Let it sit. In your steering kit, your steering upgrade package number 9748, you will get a metal servo horn to go with your metal kind of just drag link steering link setup. So this guy you mount. That guy pointing directly out the front as close as we can get to center. No servo likes to give up true center, so just make sure you can get it dialed in with the radio to center. So use the screw that came with the kit, or the servo, sorry, and of course best when you crank that down, disconnect the power so you're not putting all the power into the little motor. You can actually just kind of work it by hand, because if you were to turn it like that, powered up, you're going to blow them up. So put them back in, make sure everything's still happy. So, stuff. Okay, so he just hooks, drops in, boom, boom, done, easy. The screws that came supplied with the kit, remember, were pre-doped with Loctite. Excellent. Okay, then you can flip it over, and that's where you change your steering length from the bottom. We'll do bearings and knuckles and a bunch of other parts in a later video. I'm just waiting on a Fury Tech system to come in for this guy. But like I said earlier, we're not really in a rush. We want to keep one of them waterproof, so... This guy has a bend to it. You pay attention to which way the bend goes. Bend goes up. He also comes with a set of shims. You need to put the shims in. They're 2 aluminum, about 3mm shims. I like to put kind of like to hook them both in, slide them in together. It's a little bit easier. They give you a shouldered screw to go in there, also pre-doped with Loctite, which is kind of nice. The one that hooks up to the servo horn is shouldered, so it can pivot nicely onto the now steel steering link. Make sure everything feels good. Okay, so before you get too far, make sure you clock your dry shaft in. They actually supply you a screw with the servo. I'm going to swap that one really quickly. I forgot about that one, so. They both fit, but this one is hex. We don't want no damn Phillips on there. There you go. Same screw, different head, really. No difference, but really that's the difference in a quality build or not, is having consistent hardware through good hardware building practice, such like that. So, you can time it there. It took, what, 45 seconds to change, so. Okay, cool. That's all done. Make sure your dry shaft goes back in. Make sure you clock it. The drive pin should be lined up with the pin that puts it together. Just make sure that's lined. You don't want them off phase. So you can look inside the dry shaft, see which way your cross pin is. You want to make sure the cross pin inside this one is the same way when you put them together. Okay, so we're pretty much done down there. Flip her back over, run our cable back through. Super simple. I'm going to change out the shock tower first. Okay, so we got the standard edition shock towers for the TRX4, number 9726, which will drop this guy down to a much better elevation for what we're looking for. Is your front, rear, and new battery tray. Cool. I think I might need that. I think I chopped one up that I shouldn't have. So, super simple. 4 screws in the front, swap them out. You're gonna have to undo the bumper on one side too. I was trying to see if we can pop her out of there, but not quite. So there's a difference in the shock towers there, so quite a bit. Okay, pretty cool. I'm gonna swap out the back ones, put the tires back on, and then we'll come back when we actually do some tire searching for it. Give me a quick second. Okay, kiddos, we ran into a problem with the Highboy shock towers. They actually won't clear the bed of the truck as it is lower, and I don't want to cut a hole in the back. So what I did was take the stock one. I just cut off the tabs that I need to bolt onto the frame and the shock itself there. There's a little tab in the front right there. It's probably hard to see, sorry guys. Little tab right there. We gotta have to cut that off. Get your flush cuts out. Do with a knife too if you're careful, but flip that guy all the way back to the boss, to the screw. And then we're gonna put that hole in that front screw hole there, so it ends up looking like that. You end up with the same amount of droop down, shocks topped out there, so the frame sits level, and we should get a little bit more in the rear. I could put a spacer on the bottom of the shock if I don't like how far down it is drooping. Now you'll have to relocate your 2-in-1 ESC combo unit because the rear shock towers are also kind of the tray that hold them in, so I'm like sliding it from the rear of the chassis forward to help kind of bind it in, because now you're only able to put the rear screw in, but that is more than enough for these little guys. That's not going anywhere. That guy's solid. Also, the front servo mount is hitting the clip for the just the back side of the clip though for the release system for the body. So okay, there's the rear. Good travel, good flow. It's going to sit nice and level still with the chassis when everything's on, and now the body fits and we are lowered. We got to get that front traveling, and it's going to look pretty good already. Already liking the looks of it sitting low. Smaller wheel and tire, or just actually smaller tire on those wheels. But anyhow, I'm going to take off that front bracket. I'm just going to remove the whole front bumper and cut out just a little bit right there so the servo can actually travel through there. Okay, I got it figured out, guys. So we cut down the shock towers there. I took the rear High Trail shock tower and radio tray cut assembly. I cut the ears off, just scored them at the line with the chassis, snapped them back, bent them off. That way we can bolt our stock ESC kind of right back into where he should be, right back there. Everything fits in nice, battery tray's in. We've got the same travel up and down in the front. Everything worked out good. We can fit the body on. Now, this body's such a tight fit, you need to clearance the front of the back of the clip for the quick release, and you need to cut pretty much the whole finger release part of the tab off of the body and just leave that little hook piece on the inside. So you'll have to get a screwdriver and pop it off now. It is a very tight fit, but the reward is worth it in the end. This extra cable I'm going to pull through to the front and just do an extra little loop back over here, zip tie it all together clean. Anyhow, I'm going to slap this together, and we'll be back in just a second when we start swapping some tires into it. Okay guys, so we got it figured out, a little knick-knackery. We ended up having to kind of lower the mounts down and put their ESC 2-in-1 kind of hanging down in there. I'll get the body off and show you again real quick. Like I said, you'll need a tool to pop the front off. But let's talk tires real quick. Quick decision was made. The stock tires now lowered down are obviously too large for it, but the TSLs from Proline fit perfectly, so we put them on there. They look fantastic. We're gonna rock those. You're gonna need to glue these. These will slip on the rim, no problem. But actually, the stock TRAXXAS ones really don't. They got such a thick, heavy bead. They don't even glue them factory. It's a little bit thicker in that area, soft here, but nice and thick in the middle, so they actually hook up pretty good. So looking fantastic. We got the full suspension, everything working, lowered, looking exactly like we wanted it to. Yeah, that's about it.